Liam was a high school student who was addicted to social media. Every free moment he had, he would pull out his phone and start scrolling through his feeds. He would get lost for hours, scrolling through photos and videos of people he barely knew, instead of focusing on his studies. Liam knew he was wasting his time, but he couldn't help himself. Social media was addictive, and the constant notifications made it difficult for him to break away. He had started to fall behind in his classes, missing assignments and failing exams. One day, Liam received an invitation to join a study group. At first, he was hesitant. He didn't want to give up his social media time, but he knew he needed to do something to turn his grades around. He decided to give it a try and showed up to the first meeting. The study group was made up of a small group of students who were all struggling to stay focused and motivated. They began by setting goals and sharing tips on how to manage their time more effectively. Liam was surprised to learn that many of them had also struggled with social media addiction. At the next meeting, they decided to hold each other accountable. They set a schedule for studying and agreed to check in with each other throughout the week to make sure they were sticking to it. Liam found that having the support of others who were going through the same thing made it easier for him to stay on track. As he spent less time on social media and more time studying, Liam began to see his grades improve. He was amazed at how much more productive he could be when he wasn't constantly distracted by his phone. He even started to enjoy learning again, and found that the more he studied, the more motivated he became. Liam realized that social media wasn't worth sacrificing his future. He still used it, but in moderation. He had found a new appreciation for studying and was grateful for the support of his study group. Thanks to them, he had finally broken free from his social media addiction and was on his way to academic success. With each passing week, Liam felt more confident in his academic abilities. He found himself taking pride in his work and enjoying the satisfaction of achieving good grades. His newfound dedication to his studies paid off when he received an A on a major assignment that he had been struggling with. As he walked out of the classroom, Liam felt a sense of pride and accomplishment that he hadn't felt in a long time. He realized that the time he had spent on social media had been holding him back from reaching his full potential. He couldn't believe how much he had accomplished in just a few short weeks, and he knew that he had his study group to thank for it. Liam decided to pay it forward by sharing his story with others who were struggling with social media addiction. He started by talking to his friends and family about the positive changes that had happened in his life since he had started focusing more on his studies. He even started a blog to document his journey and share tips for breaking free from social media addiction. Before long, Liam had built a following of like-minded individuals who were inspired by his story. He received messages from people all over the world who had been motivated to make positive changes in their lives. Liam felt a sense of purpose and fulfillment that he had never experienced before. Looking back, Liam realized that his addiction to social media had been a wake-up call. It had shown him that he needed to make a change if he wanted to reach his full potential. With the help of his study group, he had been able to break free from his addiction and achieve academic success. And by sharing his story, he had been able to help others do the same.